Hello and welcome to my little bookish corner of the internet. My name's Harriet. Today I'm going to be taking part in the Choose Your Own Adventure tag. I was tagged to do this challenge by Out This World Reader, so thank you so much Ian for the tag. I'm really excited to start on this. But the original creator of the tag is Book Time with Elvis. I will leave their video down below, as well as Out This World Reader's video, so they'll all be linked in the description for you. But let's get into this. So basically this is kind of like a adventure tag where you get to choose your adventure by picking through different options, and it leads you down different paths. So this is going to be really fun and something a bit different. So let's start. Okay, in order to start your adventure, you need to choose a book. Which book and why? So I would choose something with lots of adventure in there, but also with good morals, just to keep me on the right path. So I will choose The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I feel like this is a nice pocket-sized book that I can take with me, and it's got loads of adventure in there and lots of mythical creatures and things like that, so this would be a really good one to take with me. And secondly, you must choose one of the following. Please give a reason why. We've got a feather, a banana and a sword. I would be interested to see if anyone picks a banana. That is strange. I would probably choose a sword. Now, I'm not a very violent person, so I don't think I could use it to kill anything, but I could maybe use it to cut through like low-hanging branches and make huts and things for myself, cut down berries. And I mean, it looks scary and dangerous, even though I might not be using it for that. It may ward off any predators and things like that, so I would pick a sword. Okay, on with the story. Now you start walking down a long and windy path. Suddenly, the path heads off in two different directions. Do you go left or right? I'm right-handed, so I would go right. You go right. After a short while, you come to a bridge over a precipice. To cross the bridge, you have to set 3 questions that you feel are very difficult to answer. What 3 questions would you make up? I mean, this is a difficult question. Okay, I think my first one would be kind of a classic, which is if you could go back and give your previous self any piece of advice, what would that be? For me, it would be just move forward with kindness in your heart, because not everyone is out to get you and you don't have to take that out on the world. Yeah, just be a kind person, because it will make you a better person in the future. And I wish I'd have learned that sooner. And then I guess kind of following on from that, another classic question, but one that people find really difficult to answer because we don't ask it enough. And that would be, what is the one thing that you love the most about yourself? For me now, that would probably honestly be my personality. I feel like I try and do my best to be a good person, but not like virtuous or anything like that. Just generally like kind, and I try to do my best to make people feel comfortable. So yeah, I would say my personality. Okay, and this one is really difficult. This is, what is your all-time favourite book? And you cannot have a book that has various different stories in it. So you can't have like a big book with a whole series in or anything like that. So what is your favourite book? For me, I think it would be A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. Now, I don't think that it is the best book in the series, in the Earthsea series, but it's the one that obviously I read first, the first ever book that I read by Le Guin, and it just captured me in such a wonderful way. And I also don't think I can say like, oh, this book that's 4 books into a series is my favourite, because I wouldn't have got there without the first one. So yeah, I would say A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin is currently my favourite book. So once you have successfully crossed the bridge, a little while later you arrive at a river crossing. You can swim across, or you can take a rickety old ferry. Which do you choose? I don't know how cold this water's going to be, so I think I'll take my chances with the ferry, even though it sounds like it's probably going to fall apart. You take the ferry, the crossing is rough, and the ferry sinks. Yeah, of course it does. You go under the water, your bookish life flashes before your eyes. Which books do you regret not having read, and which do you regret having read? Oh, okay. There are quite a few books that I would regret not having read, because my TBR is so extensive. There's so many books on there. I would say the books from the Farsi trilogy by Robin Hobb. This is the first one, Assassin's Apprentice. I don't want to grab them all because it's a lot of books. But I've heard so many good things about this and I really think that I would enjoy it. So I'd regret never having read anything by Robin Hobb because I hear about them all the time. So that one. I would also regret not reading more by Le Guin. This is kind of like an anthology, I think. It's a collection of stories that are written by Ursula Le Guin. This is the series 1, The Unreal and the Real, Where on Earth. It's various stories from various genres, loads of different characters and things like that. So I would definitely regret not reading this. And I have managed to pick up the second volume as well, which is awesome. And then I spoke about this one briefly on my Bookstagram because I really want to get to it, just haven't had the time. Magician by Romany Feist. I really want to read this and I would be so bummed if I didn't get to read it. Yeah, that will be one that I would really regret not having read. In terms of books that I regret having read, unfortunately I didn't enjoy 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. It didn't sit right with me. First book was fine, but the second book, I wish I hadn't have wasted my time. Nothing really happened, and the stuff that did happen was, to be honest, kind of messed up. It didn't sit right with me. On a separate note, if you have any suggestions for actual decent Murakami books that don't focus in on rape and paedophilia, I would really appreciate that. So let me know down below if there are any. Are there any more? I don't think so. I think that's the only one that's ever really stood out to me and I've been like, oh, I really hated that. Yeah, that's the only one. Oops, sorry if you like that book. Okay, luckily, the river spits you back out on the opposite bank and you can continue on your way. Okay. Following the riverbank, you eventually come to a castle that has 3 doors labelled A, B and C. You must choose one to enter. Okay, don't think I'm crazy, but I really like even numbers. So if you replace the ABC for 1, 2, 3, I'm going to pick B, 2. You choose door B. Behind this door is gold, but only enough to fulfill a long-held ambition or dream. What would that be? Ooh, okay. Me and my partner want to move to Australia, or at least visit it. So I would just like enough money to get out there and get a house. And maybe even own like a little independent bookshop with coffee, so I can walk around with a little coffee and ask people if they're okay with their books and give them book suggestions and things. That would just be, gosh, that would be incredible. After you've collected the gold, the door opens and you find yourself in a corridor. You walk down the dimly lit corridor and come across an obstacle, which you have to choose. To overcome it, you must use the equipment that you chose at the start of the adventure. How will that help? Ooh, okay. So I think the obstacle would be, as I said, I'm not very good at killing things. Okay, so the obstacle is going to be a huge wild cat, whether it's like a big lion or a tiger, just a massive cat. And you know those laser pointers you get for your house cats? I'm going to use my sword and a reflection kind of like that. So the reflection can come off of the fire that's burning in the torches on the side, which is why it's dimly lit. And then I will get the reflection to shine on the wall and distract the cat while I run past. Then I don't have to kill it. Once you've successfully overcome the obstacle, you meet a wizened old man holding a coin. To complete the next leg of the adventure, you must choose heads or tails. Should we just do an actual coin toss instead? Let's do that. Okay, I've got a 2p piece. I can't do the thing where you flick, and I can't do it. So I'm just going to chuck it and catch it, and then we'll see what it lands on. Oh, okay, we got tails. You choose tails, or you get tails. You must extend this adventure by a line or 2 and tag 3 or more people with roughly the same or more subscribers. Okay, I'll tag the people first. I will go with a couple of new subscribers, I think. So Jay's Booktubing, Literary Lion, and Catcher, Read, Write, Create. I will leave all the links to their pages down below so you can check them out. They've all got very different but very cool videos, all bookish related of course, and they've all got quite a few more subscribers than I do, so I hope that they can take part in this. Also, if you just want to take part and I haven't tagged you, go for it. This is so much fun, and it's about to get even more fun because we've got 2 more add-ons. One of them is by Out of This World Reader, so that will be the first one, and the second one will be the one that I've created. So let's continue on this adventure with Ian. Now that you've chosen a side of the coin, select an animal companion for this next part of the adventure. Explain your choice. Okay, I think I would choose a giant crow. I would obviously ride on the back of it and it could go and forage for food and things like that. And also crows are just incredibly intelligent and they're just amazing. I love crows so much. So if I could get a giant version of one of those, that would be super cool. Fly me places, you could get across big bodies of water, and also it's very scary to see like a huge bird with a giant sharp beak. So maybe it should be a giant carry-on crow because they've got really big beaks. Yeah, a giant carry-on crow. Okay, and now for my part of the adventure, you will need more than just an animal companion for this next part of the adventure. In order to face the next challenge, stealing a magical crystal from the mountain trolls, you will need another companion. You can pick one character from any novel to help you on your way. Who do you choose and why? I made this question and I don't have any clue. Who would I pick? I feel like a lot of people would choose the obvious answers like Gandalf, but he just disappears whenever he likes, so that's probably not very good. I think I'd choose Harry Potter. The obvious answers would be someone that's like super powerful and really magical, but if you're trying to sneak past mountain trolls, you probably want someone that's quite sneaky and, you know, gets up to mischief and always gets away with things, and that's Harry, at least in the first couple of books. So yeah, Harry Potter can help me on my way, and he can use a bit of magic, which is cool, and then he can teach me how to do magic, which would be amazing. I'd really like that. Yeah, I choose Harry. Okay, so that is it for the adventure at the moment. If you do take part, make sure that you add a couple lines in. It will be so interesting for me to see what you add to this. Thank you again to Ian at Art of This World Reader for tagging me. And thank you to Book Time with Elvis if you see this for creating this tag. It's so much fun. I really enjoyed it. But that is it from me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!